Anime Central is the largest anime convention in the Midwest, but does bigger mean better? Let's find out. Anime Central has been running since 1998 and has become the third largest anime convention in the United States. Every year, tens of thousands of people gather at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare and Donald E. Stephens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, about 30 minutes outside of Chicago. The Hyatt and Convention Center are connected by skywalks and serve as an absolutely beautiful place to hold the convention. But this convention is so large that people spill out into the streets of Rosemont, making it possible to take a stroll down the sidewalk and see all your favorite characters. During the day, this works great, but once night hits and the convention center closes, everyone spills into the Hyatt, where it becomes unbelievably cramped. A lot of people go to ASIN. I mean a lot. Around 30,000 this year alone. While this location is beautiful and has become synonymous with ASIN, it honestly may not be big enough to hold the convention much longer if it continues to grow at the rate it has been. The Dealer's Room and Artist Alley are arguably the best thing about Anime Central. Together, they take up most of the convention center. The first time you walk into the exhibit hall, your jaw will hit the ground. Anything you could imagine is in there waiting for you to go find it and buy it. You'd have to spend most all of one day in there just to see everything. Anime Central is a convention that's known for having some organization problems, but this year everything ran pretty smooth. There were a few late panels, but for a convention of this size, they did a great job. This year, ASIN started using panel rooms not only in the Hyatt, but also in the convention center. This was a great idea. It helped them put on even more panels at once. The worst part about panels is simply getting into them. Like any convention, you need to line up early for things like the masquerade, but at ASIN there are so many people, you need to line up at least an hour early for most panels. And that's not just to get a good seat, it's to get in at all. The panels reach capacity fast, and once that happens, you aren't getting in. ASIN puts on 2 raves, Hardcore Synergy on Friday, and the Soap Bubble on Saturday. Hardcore Synergy was fun, but people weren't really dancing much and the music was a little slow, at least at the start. The rave room is huge, but it fills up fast and gets really cramped. I can't say too much about the Soap Bubble as I couldn't get in. From what I was told, it started late and filled up very fast. After it was open, it reached capacity in no time, and the line to wait to get in wrapped around the building. On Sunday, I did talk to a few people who made it in, and all of them said that the Soap Bubble wasn't the best it had been years before. On a side note, DJ Jeff Ito was playing out in a lobby area one night and in the game room on another night. Fans who couldn't make it into the raves took advantage of this and started making their own mini raves. Speaking of the game room, ASIN had a normal game room and an arcade game room. The game room was nice and had lots of games, but like everything at ASIN, it filled up fast. Also, about halfway through Friday, they stopped letting people bring bags in. The guy at the door told me they were afraid people would steal the games. He was also telling people to leave their bags outside on the ground, but that he wasn't going to watch them and make sure no one takes them. I disagree with this. Not everyone has a hotel room to put their bags in when they want to go play a game. If ASIN plans to continue to not let people with bags in next year, they need to find somewhere safe for them to put them. Let's talk about guests. I found them personally to be a little weak. They had a lot of them, but only 2 or 3 that people really were excited about. It wasn't bad, it just seemed a bit weak by ASIN standards. The last thing I want to talk about is the staff. This staff was great. This was not my first year at ASIN, so I know how their staff has been in the past. They really stepped it up this year. Everyone was very friendly and helpful. I give location a 7.5 out of 10. The Hyatt and Convention Center are very nice. They were great for this convention for years, but it's now starting to become a bit too small to hold this con. Still a great location, just be ready to be very cramped. I give the Dealer's Room a 10 out of 10. The best part of this con, it's massive, something you really just have to see for yourself. I give organization a 7.5 out of 10. For the size of this con, things were organized pretty well, but there were a few things that ran late and lines did get very long. I give panels a 7 out of 10. Panels filled up very fast, making it hard to get into them at all. but once you were in, they were normally pretty fun. I give the rave a 6 out of 10. ASIN's raves are regarded as some of the best con raves, but this year they just didn't hold up to the standard they had set so high for themselves. They weren't bad, they just weren't great. I give the staff a 9 out of 10. This was the best ASIN staff I have ever seen. They did a great job. There were a couple who were rude, but the majority made up for those few. Anime Central is a really fun convention, but it's a really crowded one. Don't go to ASIN expecting to go to tons of panels. Go expecting to meet people and party it up for 3 days. Personally, I feel that it's time for ASIN to become a 4-day con. More and more cons are doing this now, and for a convention like ASIN, it seems very necessary. It's all but impossible to see everything at ASIN in only 3 days. The extra day would change things in a very good way. I know the dates for next year are already set, but I hope they take this into consideration later on. I think the Hyatt and Convention Center may be getting too small for ASIN. It's a huge and very nice area, but ASIN is growing very large. I don't know where they would move it, or how they would expand what they already have, but again, it's something to think about. Lastly, I think there should be more than one rave going on at once. A couple of other cons already do this, and it splits the people up who want to rave very nicely. This way people won't have to spend their night standing in the cold praying to get in. They can just go to the other rave room. ASIN may be very crowded and have its problems, but it's still an incredibly fun convention. If you've never been, you really should go next year. At the end of the day, I give Anime Central 2014 a 7.8 out of 10.